Hello, Cherie Hanson here. We are headed into fall. The nights are getting cooler, but we're still having 33 degrees in the day, which is quite delightful if you like heat. I was sitting on the deck this morning and studying the cards for the Zen deck. So I was on a deck looking at a deck, doubly decked. Anyway, I thought this really interesting phrase came up for me. The effect of the mind on our lives is ridiculous and oppressive. And I really kind of jumped with this word oppressive. We are oppressed by our thoughts. I can say I am, definitely. I'm oppressed by my thoughts. One of the things my mother would do, she would nag, which means it's like somebody drilling for oil, and there's no oil, but they keep drilling. It's just over and over and over, and no result is forthcoming, and the tension builds up because it's not going to stop. So this is kind of the relationship I've noticed that a lot of us have. It's not just me. I kind of use myself as a lab rat in the sense that I've come to understand that if I'm experiencing this thought or this situation or these habits, others are as well. It's not I'm alone in this. We're all wading through hip deep in alligator swamps. And this thing happens where you get into a place, I get into a place where the chasing of perfection is so attractive. And I often sit and ask myself, why is this? And I think the reason for it is we get our purpose from the outside world. In other words, if I am more this and less that, I will feel better about myself. If I do more of this, but I stop doing that, I will feel better about myself. And so it always comes back to this issue of chasing perfection and of conditional self-love. Conditional self-love. So we're in a place where the culture is demanding that we adhere to this mores of production. I mean, it's like we're chickens, and our owner operator comes out to check to make sure we've laid enough eggs in a day. Like, how productive were you? And I've done something to kind of flip the switch for myself. I'm trying to retrain my brain so that I see production as the time when I did nothing. Got that? If you're being oppressed by the cultural imprinting, if you are in a place where you're chasing after the love, the sense of accomplishment, the reason for being accepted to yourself, if you're chasing that, what will happen is you'll never catch it. Because what you're doing when you're using these thoughts, we know about how the neurological pathway goes down. We know about the repetition causing a highway of thought. You'll never get it. It's like, the Aegean stables. You can shovel that crap all you want to, day after day after day, and it's still going to be there because you've built up the habit of being dissatisfied with yourself. You're rejecting yourself. It's a sense of flaw. It's a sense of sin. It's Catholic in a way, You are a sinner. When I was 13, I watched the movie about Christ, and I came out almost in a state of collapse because I had felt so much guilt about my personal 13-year-old self causing the death of Jesus Christ. And this is the guilt that came to me through my family, through my ancestors, through the DNA. And so we're in this place of always trying to redeem ourselves. And there's the word for it. How do I redeem myself? So that takes some tricky things to do in your mind, to get into a place where you start to shift your values on purpose. And so my values are slowly becoming, did you put one task and then a 20-minute break and then another task in your life? Or were you, trying to do, I'm doing this task and then I start this task and now I'm just panting and running uphill with a rucksack on my back. And so we labor through our days. We work through our days. And I'm really making the attempt to see the time that I sat on the deck and heard birds and watched my cat laying out on his beautiful gray blue haze of halo on the deck. And I'm going like, that's something that really pleases me. I am shifting from chasing. I am shifting from being so critical of myself to being in a place where I can see what the victories really are. And here it is. You know what your victories are. If you let the outside world define that, you will never fall in love with yourself. Never. It's not going to happen. So look for your victories. And they could be small. I don't let the dishes sit in the sink as long. Sometimes I don't do the dishes. Sometimes instead of the dishes, I'll go sit on the front step with a cup of coffee and watch the bees moving through the lavender. That's a victory because I am learning that feeling at peace. I am learning that feeling tranquility is a victory in this life of chasing, comparison, consuming, adrenaline. And I think that the thing that has helped me so much is just my persistence in my intention. I do have my Wim Hof cold bath, which gets rid of inflammation first thing in the morning. And then I have my grounding breath, which allows me to come into my body. I can feel it happening. I'm in the head, my head is going, and you know, we just learned, we just read that this is a place of absolute ridiculousness, the thoughts. It's laughable. If you can step back and look at it, it's like having, you know, some kind of drunken circus clown talking to you. You know, like, what are you saying? What does that mean? Does it mean anything? And so we get to a place where we decide how we want to feel. The grounding helps me because I come down into my body out of my static, you know, plucking the high notes on a violin kind of sound in my brain, down into my high heart. I can feel that activating. The high heart is the area where love resides. And it's love for everything. Love for that fat bee that's climbing into the pink snapdragon blossom. Love for the shine along the line of the spider web. Everything can fire us up with this sense of love and contentedness. So, what I was really focusing on today was I was focusing on knowing that the ego will always be harping and nagging and drilling, but we get to a state where we've got our noise canceling earphones on. It's just not so loud anymore. It's kind of a background thing that you can forget and leave it alone. And I'm finding that I'm becoming more gentle with myself, more patient with myself. I am slowing down and actually dealing with the main goal in my life, which is to be content, to be tranquil. Our culture does not teach us that. So think about that. Sit someplace and do nothing in your day. Take some nothing breaks. Let go of your thoughts. Let go of your tension. Let go of your chasing. And just sit like you're holding a warm, fluffy child, stuffy pet. And let that warmth go into you and let your high heart be activated. Anyway, that's today's long message. I'm so thankful to you for subscribing. Please do subscribe. I really want to get the message out to more people because we want to bring a sense of calm and peace and satisfaction with our own process of growth onto the face of the earth. And we can do it together. So subscribe, like, comment. And as always, I say, I really appreciate you.